After the controversial affidavit of lawyer Marianne de Klerk was leaked, the reference to the boss caught many eyes for reportedly having benefited corruptly from the multi-million-dollar deals. A study of the lengthy document, particularly the section on the important role players, de Klerk states that he was made to believe by James Hatwikulipi that President Geingob was the so-called boss. But legal practitioner Kaumbi found that de Klerk is contradicting himself in paragraph 66, when he states that it was not clear to him who the boss was and that he never met him or her.
But when you look at this affidavit, all the other paragraphs are so expanded. And most of them, except for this paragraph, it's a short paragraph. He's not telling us, how did Hatwikulipi make you believe that the President of the Republic of Namibia is the boss? Did he also, in terms of the Legal Practitioners Act, he was supposed to do a due diligence, which we will get to. Did he ask James, am I getting you correct that the President of the Republic is the boss? He's not saying that. Listen, this is a person who, in the first paragraph said, whenever you hear boss, it's the President. He never said boss one, boss two, boss of the bosses, like the Namibian newspaper. I should pause there and also say, this affidavit, as thick as it is, does not contain any word called boss of the bosses. I don't know why this headline is like this. De Klerk never stated that the President is the boss of the bosses.
Comparing the versions in the affidavit to those of independent audit report by Ernst & Young, there are contradictions, which were also published by the Namibian newspaper. The audit looked into how de Klerk's law firm was used as a conduit for corrupt Fishrot transactions, including the $2 million paid to the supposed boss on Hatwikulipi's instructions. In that report, the boss appeared to refer to former Justice Minister Saki Shangala.
And independent auditors are saying whenever you hear boss, it means it's Shangala, Mr. Saki Shangala, former Minister of Justice. De Klerk, listen carefully, who wants protection, who's afraid of going to jail, he's saying no. Reference means the President of the Republic. These are independent auditors. This is a person who's afraid of going to jail. The law says then, the weight. But that's not for us to decide. When the trial starts, the court will then have to attach different weight to this. But a normal person would tell you that I would believe the auditor's version because they have nothing to gain, they have nothing to lose.
Records attached to the affidavit only include calls and emails from the Fishrot accused persons and no proof whatsoever of de Klerk's interactions with the President. Lawyer Kaumbi describes the affidavit as rather an after-effect act.
Mr. de Klerk knows and knew what he was doing when he was deposing to this affidavit, which is a very dangerous thing to do as a legal practitioner because we are officers of court. You should assist to get to the bottom. You should not mislead. On the basis of what we just said now, it is clear Mr. de Klerk never met the President, never called him, never spoke to him, never verified that the money that was paid into a company that belonged to someone else as the sole shareholder ever made it to the president.
The Fishrot suspects are expected to appear in the High Court on the 22nd of April for a pre-trial hearing, and Geingob cautioned against unproven allegations swirling and promoted on social media, which could taint the legal process in the long run. Blanche Koreses, NBC News, Windhoek.